All of the following are the relevant laws governing e-commerce transactions in Malaysia except. Nicely done. Criminal Procedure Code Act is a solid answer.
Electronic commerce business model, which consumer can offer products and services to companies.
Bravo. Consumer to business is the answer. A gathering place for members of a community to study, seek information, carry out transactions. Smart move. E-commerce from a community perspective is an accurate answer. Educational institutions, non-profit organizations, religious and others are included in DASH. Right choice. Non-Bussing's electronic commerce is the best answer. It publishes annual studies of the latest trends in electronic commerce in Mexico every year. Excellent choice. AMVO is the right answer. The dimension of e-commerce that enables commerce across national boundaries is called DASH. Solid response. Global reach is a valid choice. Brandix factory branch located at Minuangoda sends sales information file to head office. Nice work. You chose ED, and it is correct. Which of the following describes e-commerce or electronic commerce? Get the most accurate. You got it. Your choice. It is trading via the internet is right. What are the most important benefits of electronic commerce to customers? Great thinking. There are more choices is the right choice. World Trade Organization, give the definition that what does electronic commerce mean? Perfect. Production is the correct choice. What role did mobile commerce play in the 2000s-2010s era of e-commerce? Clear logic. Your choice significant surge in online sales and transactions is sound and 100% true. Electronic Commerce Act 2006 recognized the using of DASH in commercial transaction. Right again. Electronic messages is a valid answer. Which one is the meaning? The World Trade Organization defines electronic commerce. Nice selection. Production, distribution, marketing, sales using electronic media is the correct and valid answer. Business to business has a meaning that corresponds to which of the following? On track. Channels of business to business electronic commerce is the correct answer. Salmon buys an iPod set online from Amazon. This activity is an example for. Correct. Internet commerce is the right answer. In traditional commerce, the buyer can purchase the product during which time? Correct response. In business hours only is the most accurate answer. Means buying and selling any product online using the internet technology. Well reasoned. And commerce is the correct choice. It is generally defined as commerce between companies and public sectors. Great job. B2G commerce is the accurate answer. Important principles in electronic commerce. What must you rely on first? Smart pick. Network system is the correct choice. Are people who produce different kinds of products or items and services. Good thinking. Producers is the right answer. What technology contributed to the rise of mobile commerce? Exactly. Wireless technology and smartphones make sense, and it is right choice. Dash mainly deals with buying and selling, especially on a large scale. Well picked. Commerce is the correct answer.
Which type of e-commerce focusing on consumers dealing with each other?
Well done. C2C is the right choice.
Upper Definity E-Commerce Menurit Association for Electronic Commerce.
Excellent. Electronic business mechanisms is a brilliant choice. What does the business to consumer form of electronic commerce mean? Good job. Your answer: business owners sell products directly to customers works well here.
Which of the following is not an advantage of electronic commerce?
Valid point. Increase the number of competitors is true. Which electronic commerce medium is important? Currently important. Strong choice. Internet is the right answer.
In which era did mobile commerce experience a surge?
You're right. 2010s is the correct answer. Buying and selling the products over the internet is called dash. You chose electronic commerce, and it is correct.
Are the people who sell items or goods and services to people?
Sharp thinking. Sellers is the right choice.
Which is not a website selling electronic commerce products?
You chose Kerry, and it is correct. Which is the first step in the electronic commerce process? 4. Nice selection. Searching for product information is the correct and valid answer. Which of the following is the type of e-commerce models? Bravo. G2C is the answer.
Electronic commerce was first introduced in no dash.
Perfect. 1994 is the correct choice.
Electronic commerce, what is it known by another name?
Correct response. E-commerce is the most accurate answer.
The relevant act to deal with computer crimes is dash.
Valid point. Computer Crimes Act 1997 is true.
An advantage of electronic commerce for companies is...
Good job. Your answer: reduction of marketing costs works well here.
Which electronic commerce medium is important today?
Solid response. Internet is a valid choice.
Electronic commerce, in what format must it be done?
Excellent. Online is a brilliant choice.
What types of e-commerce occur on social platforms?
Nice work. You chose live stream commerce, and it is correct.
Which website is the best example of B2B commerce?
Well done. eBay is the right choice. In dash, goods and delivery of services is instant. Well reasoned. Traditional commerce is the correct choice.
Dash is not a major type of electronic commerce.
Correct. Consumer to business is the right answer.
Which site is a classic example of C2C commerce?
You got it. Your choice eBay is right. Which is a disadvantage of electronic commerce? Well picked. The buyer must have good access to internet technology is the correct answer.
What is the importance of electronic commerce?
On track. Can be used at any time is the correct answer.
E-commerce is a latest technology related with...
Exactly. Both commerce and computer make sense, and it is right choice.
When did electronic commerce begin to appear?
Great thinking. 1960-1970 is the right choice. In what year was catalog commerce modernized? Nicely done. 1980 is a solid answer. Which of the following describes e-commerce? You're right. Doing business electronically is the correct answer. In what year did electronic commerce begin? Great job. 1970 is the accurate answer. What does the term commerce stand for? Excellent choice. Electronic commerce is the right answer. Collaboration 2.0 is also known as Dash. Good thinking. Social collaboration is the right answer. E-commerce is an abbreviation of Dash. Smart move. Electronic commerce is an accurate answer. Dash is not a function of e-commerce. Smart pick. None of the above is the correct choice. E-commerce adala electronic commerce. Right choice. Electronic commerce is the best answer. What is e-commerce? One-word answer. Sharp thinking. Electronic commerce is the right choice.
It is a risk of electronic commerce.
Clear logic. Your choice fishing is sound and 100% true. What are the 3 types of e-commerce? Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer. The key factors in e-commerce are: right again. Security is a valid answer. What does m-commerce stands for? Right choice. Mobile commerce is the best answer. Location-based services include: correct. Geosocial, geoadvertising, and geoinformation services is the right answer. Elements of electronic commerce. Solid response. Client, internet, secure server, bank, store, and product is a valid choice. E-commerce mainly encompasses: smart move. All business activities place over the internet is an accurate answer. In Peru, electronic commerce. Nice selection. Increased in recent years due to the pandemic is the correct and valid answer. For you, what is e-commerce? Clear logic. Your choice, Skagosafs, is sound and 100% true. E-commerce has another name. Nice work. You chose electronic commerce and it is correct. What is electronic commerce? Well reasoned. E-commerce is the correct choice. What is the full form of Situos? Well picked. Customer to customer is the correct answer. E-commerce is short for Dash. Right again. Electronic commerce is a valid answer. What does e-commerce mean? Strong choice. Electronic commerce is the right answer. E-commerce stands for Dash. You chose B, electronic commerce, and it is correct. Advantages of e-commerce? Perfect. All of these is the correct choice. B2B commerce refers to sharp thinking. Business-to-business commerce is the right choice. Dash e-commerce's means? Excellent. Ministry of Electronic Commerce is a brilliant choice. Electronic commerce is on track. E-commerce is the correct answer.
Commerce means dash.
Good job. Your answer buying and selling of goods works well here.
It refers to.
Well done. Government to citizen commerce is the right choice.
B2C mean. You're right. Business to consumer is the correct answer.
What is Situ?
Bravo. Consumer to consumer is the answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Good thinking. Contact Narayan Changder is the right answer.